Good morning, everybody. Josh Weaver here. I am proud to say that I am starting a non-profit organization, vetsflyfree.org. So some of you guys know that I'm a combat veteran. I've been to the most dangerous places in the world in Afghanistan. Over 550 days I spent there. And my personality at the time, I mean, what kind of personality is this? That, I was once the type of person where if an RPG shot by me, I just kept on walking as if nothing happened. And I didn't necessarily get into any firefights over there. I was in very stressful situations, but I thought I was okay, because I used to tell people I walked with angels on my shoulders over there. When I would go out with the platoon, we wouldn't get fired at. When I didn't, they would take fire, they would get blown up and shit like that. So, come to find out though, the way that I've been handling stresses and confrontations lately is just, like, to say plainly, going downhill. And what I want to do though is combine this love, this hobby, this passion of mine to fly remote control airplanes, get more people involved, and to relieve that stress of people, of the hobby, so that more people are involved. The main idea is going to be Vets Fly Free. It's double entendre. This organization is a way for veterans to heal, to have fun, to have enjoyment without complications, confrontations, but to simply fly, and fly free emotionally, spiritually. Gas station out of gas. Got to go to the next one. So the reason that it is a corporation is there's going to be a lot of money flow involved in this, because there's going to be a lot of technical innovation and collaboration that will enable somebody to literally get a startup package that can more so guarantee that they can take off and land their plane and fly again and again without stress. So these donations, I need to be able to give the person, the donator, a tax incentive donation. A moneymaker as a part of this is going to be providing flying lessons. So they, if it is not a veteran, will be charged, or a donation, for flying lessons. If you're a veteran, you fly free. What I plan on having is a stable with open lines on my financial sheets for how many planes I have, how much each one cost, the technology that goes into it, to not only have a plane flying in the air, line of sight, but also to have a TV screen right there in front of them, so that if they get disoriented, they can look at the screen and say, okay, I can fly this way. This will include things like a flight simulator training beforehand. As this takes off, this beginner flight model experience will be installed in every club throughout the United States, because a lot of clubs, what they have already is what they call a trainer plane set up for people to, say, take lessons. And well, that is an expense, and that is difficult to have. So through this, I will be able to help to donate to clubs, to have them, not my time, but to have them enable veterans to fly for free. If they want to invite the public as a donation, they can fly as well, and that will help maintain the system. Got fuel. All right, so I know many of you are excited and willing to donate right away. I'm not yet accepting donations. but I want to kick it off. So I'm not going to say no. More so about ideas of some of the products and some of the things that I can do. One thing I'm thinking about is I have a Chrysler Town & Country that has a transmission that'll slip every once in a while. Instead of junking it, I'm going to make it into a mobile command center. It is, very comfortable vehicle, airtight, weather sealed. So that way what I can do is have a TV, it's already got a TV on the ceiling, but it's also got the chairs in the back that I can have folding outwards, so you can basically sit in it like a recliner and look out the back. I can have people sitting there and flying from the vehicle nice and comfortable, basically in all weather conditions. I want to have it to where there is a launching platform up top. I want to have innovation with technology. Excuse me, I gotta shift to 6-speed here, so that there is visual recognition of a platform on top, so that a plane will literally land back onto the top of the vehicle. Combine that with GPS, work with innovation with leaders in the industry to put this software together, and this is going to be part of the package that's going to roll out to every plane that a beginner can grab a hold of. I mean, literally one of the first planes that I had could land itself. So let's push that technology a little further, not just the GPS, but also the visual recognition. We are in the times where we can have auto launch, auto flight, auto land. The trick is to teach the person how to fly the plane while also using those, and not get them hooked on certain technological features, but at the same time, hey, if it relieves your stress and you can fly free, so be it. But again, we're going to have a training course in order to enable the pilot to safely know how to go from what they call safe, which is where the plane can literally fly itself, into a mode where they can control the plane themselves. And most all of you have had the shaky thumbs, where during a flight your thumbs will start to get more and more shaky. Well, part of my PTSD from all of the stress that I've been in, and it's starting to come out now, is my whole body will shake. And sometimes it's just too much for me, and I have to, divulge from the conversation or whatever else the action is, and just take it easy. And that's where it's like, okay, I've had enough. I'm just going to land the plane, let it land itself. I'm going to flick this mode in, and through GPS and through a combination for redundancy of, a physical layout, the plane is going to visually recognize that, and you will be ensured that the plane will land accordingly. And part of that, is the teaching of, okay, well, how are you going to lay out your landing spot? And it's going to come with, say, a windsock that that the plane is going to land into the wind. I mean, it's very important for a new pilot to be able to know those things. So how do we build it into the system that by default they're setting it up that way? That, by default, if the plane senses that the wind is coming crosswind, that it automatically knows it needs to turn right and take off that way. So all of these things are going to be built into the course, built into the technology for this. And this collaboration with companies, with innovators, is going to have these planes to be able to be mass produced. Okay, so that's just awesome. I hope I'm explaining myself well. I hope you can feel the excitement. Hold off on the donations, but do please provide me feedback and ideas of how I can do things like accepting donations. I obviously will have to become a Part 107 drone pilot so I can make money which is going to be for the nonprofit. Like I say, it's going to be accepting donations with a tax write-off. So I'll need that tax code to be able to provide on the receipt for people who want to make major donations, because I can see this, taking off, and companies and individuals, hey, here's so much money. But again, the simple point is that I will be taking donations in order to maintain a fleet so that we can get more pilots into the flying arena, and those, if they are a veteran, will be able to fly for free. We won't necessarily be giving any planes away. We're going to do this in the most frugal, conservative manner possible to start off with, which is I maintain the fleet, they fly. All right, everybody, have a great day. Josh Weaver, RC, out. So a little bit more about me and what I do in my everyday job is I'm a technical director at a 3D printing company, a veteran-owned business. This is one of my 3D printers that I run and operate. Some of the things we make I can't necessarily show you. I wish I could share more of the things that I do because it's some pretty awesome parts. This part may remind you guys of something. A 10 Warthog, anybody? What this is and why I can show this is it is not a 3D printed part. It is essentially waste. This particular item is something I designed so that it is the thinnest, lightest, least amount of metal, least amount of waste possible, so that it can build this high and then have supports on the top to actually support the item that is building up top, as well as a shaft going all the way down. And then what I do is cut it off with my EDM, which is a 10/1000 of an inch brass wire that is shocking the metal part, disintegrating the metal at 10 to 20,000 degrees Celsius. So this is one of the cool things. Maybe one day I'll put it on an A-10 and fly it around, or maybe I'll donate it to one of you guys who want to fly around with it on your plane, a 3D printed metal part. I just got some good news from the owner. Some of the brackets that we finished up last night. This is prepare for the shakeup, prepare for the innovation and the world change. They're not brackets that are made in China coming to the US. They're brackets our veteran-owned business has made, and we're sending them to China. Awesome stuff. See you guys later.